Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Kester-Dodgson, member of TESOL Italy Executive Committee, and I'd like you to welcome you to this session of the TESOL Italy 48th Convention. Certificates of attendance will be available to download from the convention page of the TESOL Italy website after the convention. Our speaker for this session is Joanna Paulinelli. Joanna is Managing Director of British School PISA Group. Her focus lies in leveraging her experience, technology, and ideas to ensure that English learning and teaching are accessible to all. She combines digital tools and innovative approaches to foster an inclusive classroom environment that caters to everyone's learning needs. Joanna is sponsored by PeopleCert. The title of Joanna's session is Inclusive Educational Innovation, Harnessing Artificial Intelligence to Enhance Learning. Joanna, the floor is yours.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Lisa. So hello, everybody. It's lovely to be here this evening, and especially thank you for all those people that are here on a Saturday evening to listen to me. It's thank you so much. All right, now today I am going to be talking about artificial intelligence, which is the hot topic at the moment. Everybody is talking about it after the launch of ChatGPT in 2022, and I'm really excited to be sharing some ideas with you. So I'm going to let James introduce the topic, okay? So I'll just pass you over to my favorite avatar, James.
As educators, keeping up with the latest technological advances is crucial for fostering more inclusive classrooms. Utilizing artificial intelligence holds the potential to unleash students' creativity, offer personalized feedback, and equip them with the skills necessary to use artificial intelligence tools in their future careers. Integrating artificial intelligence can also alleviate teachers' workloads. In this presentation, Joanna will illustrate how this innovative technology serves as an inclusive resource for students, while also providing educators with a valuable tool.
All right, now, I really want to make this session interactive. So I'm going to be asking you some questions in the chat box, okay? So my first question, sorry, my slides are going off by themselves. My first question is, what do you think about this avatar? Do you think that James is convincing? Do you think he's artificial? Can you write me some feedback, because I really want to understand how you feel about artificial intelligence. And if you think it's artificial, you can write artificial. It's not a problem. So can you share some of your feelings when you watched James in the chat box for me? There are people there listening to me, Lisa.
Yes, we've got two people at the moment.
Oh, two people at the moment. Well, all right. Well, Lisa, I can ask you then. How did you find out? I'll ask you. Did you find him quite artificial? How did you feel when you watched James introducing himself?
Actually, I was completely fooled because I thought he was a real person.
Why not use a teacher and not an avatar? Well, we're going to get to that point right now. This video, right, was actually done by my students. Okay, all right. I'm going to say my slides are going off. It was done by my students, and this video is in text to voice. All right. Now, I want you to think about what aspects of language do you think that my students practice creating this video, because I told them I'm going to be doing some webinars and some workshops, and I asked them to do this introduction for me. So any ideas what language students practice doing this avatar? Okay, any thoughts on what language? So it's text to voice. Yeah, I'm making this interactive. Language, okay, excellent. Used to introduce him. Yes. Okay, so basically, absolutely, thank you for Sterjana. So yes, basically the students, when you do this activity, they've got to write the text, okay? Now, if the text is wrong, James speaks English, but with the mistakes that are in the text, okay? So the students are working on writing techniques, okay? They're working on reading techniques. they're working on listening, okay? But it goes beyond that because they're working together, okay? They're collaborating. They are deciding what content to use, what they're going to say in the video, right? So they're using 21st century skills also. So the end result, okay, may be quite artificial, okay, but we're not really interested. The end result is what artificial intelligence helped us to do, okay, which allowed us more time to work on this whole collaboration of actually creating this video. This is the message that I'm going to be talking about in this talk, okay, the importance of using this as a tool to actually help teachers and actually help students. And they actually enjoyed this task. It's quite motivating for them. So I'm going to be talking about some artificial intelligence tools. I'm going to show you some easy tools to use. I'm going to discuss some of the benefits of using artificial intelligence in an inclusive classroom. I'm going to talk about how AI can actually help language learning activities, and because it actually increases motivation, and how to use artificial intelligence to prepare your students for certification. All right, now actually, I wanted to also thank Language Cert who are sponsoring me today, and also Macmillan Education. All right, so let's look at some artificial intelligence tools. Now, many of you, I'm sure, have used Chat GPT. Okay, most of you have used it already. And I think that artificial intelligence has come so quickly to us straight after the pandemic, when we were just getting used to all this new technology, and now suddenly we've had to deal with artificial intelligence, and maybe we wanted a little break from all this. But I actually find that it is something that can help us as teachers. All right. So basically, the first thing about a chat boxes like ChatGPT is that it gives us instant feedback. It gives students personalized tutoring, because we can't always look at all our students' homework. We can't always correct everything that they do. And it is a way for students to do a lot of practice at home. And it is an engaging learning experience. And I'm going to take you on this engaging learning experience during this talk. And when I was talking about explaining to you how the video was created, the idea that I want to share with you is that I think that it does give us more time to work on effective learning. So more time to actually work on the emotions, working together, collaboration, and actually it helps us with the effective part, which is the end result. So the end result of the video itself. Okay. All right. So let's start by looking at what is ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT was developed by OpenAI, and it is based on a language model. But what ChatGPT has that we don't have is that ChatGPT does not get tired. Okay. This is a tired teacher. I mean, it's almost Christmas and most of us are very tired, and ChatGPT just does not get tired. So that's one advantage of using ChatGPT. So has everybody here tried ChatGPT? I think most of you maybe have. If you, yes, okay, that's great, super duper. Yes, Lisa, have you tried ChatGPT? Sorry, I'm going.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Absolutely.
Okay. All right, super. Okay. So I know for me, ChatGPT, when I first tried it, I used to say, okay, so ChatGPT, give me a challenge that will help me learn. And I was thinking about my students, what I could do with my students. So at the beginning, I started to, ask it to create some material for me. And since doing this, my students have actually started to create material in the classroom. So when we use our course books, very often I will ask them to create some extra activities, which they share with each other, all right? And so they're actually generating our own study materials. Now, for those who haven't used it before, I've just done this video just to show you how quick it is, because this, it is, if you've never seen it before, this video will show you just how quick it is. Okay, so give me 10 idioms on food, and it's it's quick. And then another one, for example, is this. Give me gap fill exercises. Okay, so there you have So Lisa, you're smiling because it is so quick. I mean, the first time I used it, I just had this sensation of wow, wow. And that wow led me to start investigating how I can use this in the classroom. Now, recently, I mean, ChatGPT evolves every week, but anyway, recently they have put on these ChatGPT extras. So if you pay, I think it's €20 a month and you get a premium account, you actually get these ChatGPT extras and you can create your own customized ChatGPT. So for example, if you're using it to improve your English or to translate, you give it the type, you can tailor make to your needs exactly what you need. For example, I always ask it to use English and not American English, just these little things, okay? So every week new things are coming out on ChatGPT. So let's think of how artificial intelligence can be a good tool for language learning, right? So if we talk about inclusion, speech recognition software, okay, and I'm going to be showing you this later on. Translation software, okay, that's one other one. So many learning apps are coming out daily, and you know, sometimes, you know, I stay up during the night to try all these learning apps out so I can share them with you. And I do believe that combining all these tools, we as educators, you know, we can offer students a much more innovative and engaging experience. All right, so let's turn to my favorite topic, which is inclusion. And I'm going to share this, I'm going to share Algor with, you know, Algor I discovered at Didacta, and it's actually created by Italians. And I don't know if you've seen it before, but basically it works like this. You can take any text, okay, any text you want. You can take a picture, you can use a PDF, all right? And you put the text, I'm going to show you the video, okay, because, okay. So this is me putting a text into Algor, right? And Algor is taking the text, okay, it's reading the text, and then Algor starts dividing up the text, okay, into different paragraphs, right? And now, and I'm going to say abracadabra, abracadabra, we're really there, okay? So as you can see, Algor has now divided up the text into life and art of Claude Monet, his early life. This is all from that text, okay? And then it creates a concept map, okay, which then you can put images in, the students can put images, and you've got a concept map. Now, why is this an inclusive tool? Because basically, you know, when I work a lot of dyslexia, I know they have to concept maps, but I think concept maps are a fantastic memory tool. And this is a great this is a great tool. And not always do my students have time to underline the keywords and create their own concept maps. And this is a nice tool for them to use when maybe they've got lots of studying to do. So it's quite impressive. And it's not free. It's not free, but it's a very small amount each month. So yeah, I use this all the time. Now, another voice recognition software and text to voice is another fantastic inclusive tool. Years ago, you know, we had these mechanical voices, you know, and my students used to hate using text to audio because of the mechanical voices. But now we have tools like Natural Reader that are free. You just take a picture of the text, you can scan the text, you can just put in a PDF and listen to this lovely voice that comes out, you see.
The power of artificial intelligence, data-driven investor.
The power of artificial intelligence is so it's going on. But I've got something that I also wanted to share with you. There are some sites that are trying, now this is a bit worrying, but they're trying them to clone voices, okay? But I wanted to give you a good news about this. I tried to clone my voice with various apps, okay? And I'll let you hear, listen, I'll let you hear what, I'll let you hear my voice cloned, and you can tell what you think.
This is my cloned voice. Will AI ever be able to clone a Scottish accent?
So, not very good, Lisa. And what did you think of, everybody? What do you think of that? Not good at all, okay?
It sounded American.
It sounded American, okay? So we don't have to worry now about the voice cloning, but I did want to bring this up. Yeah, they are trying to clone voices, but we'll move on. But they're not managing Scottish accents yet.
This is my
Another inclusive tool is I totally, and whenever I do any sort of talk, I always tell teachers, please teachers, when you have to correct homework, please don't underline the mistakes or circle the mistakes, because, you know, when you underline something, especially in red, students remember this, you know, that's why we tell them to underline words. So for many years, I've been creating correction codes with my classes. We decide together. So for example, a preposition is that little image there, or is a verb, and I correct using the code, and then the student can then look at themselves, okay? And now they can put it into ChatGPT, all right? But instead of ChatGPT just giving you the correct English, you can ask ChatGPT to give you tips. So students can mark their homework themselves. They can, for example, it said, you know, use more engaging language. So ChatGPT can work this way as well, you know, as a personalized tutor. So it's not just about cheating. There's so much more that we can do with ChatGPT, but we have to be able to understand, because the students of today are going to be using this as a technology in the future. So, you know, we have to start using it and trying to understand how we can use it as a tool. All right, now, let's have a look at some learning activities, okay? Now, let's think of skills of today. What type of skills are important for our students today? Oops, I've given them away. I've given them away. For some reason, my slides are just, there must be some sort of avatar in my computer that is pushing the buttons. So someone's asked, yes, I'm going to go into that. I'm going to go into building. Yeah, that my point is that I do think of artificial intelligence as a way, as I said, of helping us with the effective aspects of learning. So the final result of what we have to do, giving us more time to actually work on the emotions. So I don't think that the artificial intelligence is going to take that away from us, because you know, that's what we have that it doesn't have, is the emotional side. And to be able to use this in teaching, for me, is the basis of motivation. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share with you. So talking about motivation, yeah, thank you. You know, I've led on from there. Talking about motivation, I use a lot of project-based activities in my classrooms, okay? Because I've gone away from using the book. Yes, I use the book, but we use the book to think about topics, and then we create projects on the project, so they're actually working on the language that they need to pass exams, but in a more interesting and collaborative way, okay? And you know, the projects, they work in groups, so it's cooperative learning. They generate ideas, and it really does work on motivation. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of one of the projects that I've been doing a lot, which is on carbon footprint, because this is another exam topic. All right, so this is a typical lesson plan. All right, now this was one of 6 lesson plans. All right, but you know, it takes a long time for teachers to do lesson plans. And this is one of the reasons why maybe sometimes we don't do a lot of project works, because, you know, we're busy and it takes time to find materials, to find ideas, okay? And maybe our friend ChatGPT can help us with this, all right? So let's see. So I've asked ChatGPT to give me a lesson plan on how to reduce carbon footprint, okay? So here we go. All right, so off it goes. It gives me some ideas, okay, on how to reduce carbon footprint. Then say to ChatGPT, I said to ChatGPT, why don't you give me some more activities, some like specific activities? And it's given me some role play ideas. It's given me some writing prompts to use, okay? And then I say to ChatGPT, well, what can you give me some exercises using some of this language to do with the environment? And it's given me some exercises, okay? Now, I can do this, but also my students can do this. They can create exercises. They can create material to use in their projects, okay? So this is how I think about it. You know, I don't just tell my students, you know, go home and do a presentation on the environment. We just don't do that anymore. They can do research at home, and then they can bring their ideas to class. Or tools like this is another free tool. This is called TalkPal AI. I could say to my students, so we're going to be talking about carbon footprint. Why don't you have a little chat at home using TalkPal AI on the topic? Okay, so this is me talking to Emma on the topic. Okay. Hi, Emma. I'd like to talk about carbon footprints.
Hello, that's a great topic to discuss. Carbon footprints are the amount of greenhouse gases emitted through human activities and products. It's important to reduce our carbon footprint to help combat climate change. What are some ways you think we can reduce our carbon footprints?
I try not to use the car when I can, and I use my bicycle or I walk.
That's a fantastic initiative. Using
Okay,
alternative
so you get the idea. Now, the interesting thing about this, they actually correct you. So if when you write, you can write text, and they can actually give you feedback while you're having a conversation. Now, I talked slowly because with my Scottish accent, I always have to talk slowly when I talk, especially to American avatars. Okay, all right. Another fantastic tool in ChatGPT is when you do presentations, very often students have got to find the images, and this takes time, okay? But with tools in ChatGPT like DAL, you have to write, you can actually write the image that you want, okay? And it creates an image for you. So again, you're working on writing skills at the same time, and it generates the picture, which they can use in their presentation, okay? This was me last week when I was in China. And also we've got Cosmic Dream that can actually do really creative pictures, all right? And this, students love this, but they've got to write English because, you know, I get them to do these activities. So they're working on their English while they're creating the images. So this is what we have to think about. And also they're talking together of what English to use. If they're discussing the image, they're agreeing, they're disagreeing, they're using all this language to do this task. So yeah. Now I'm going to share two tools that can actually help us as teachers that create presentations for you. All right, so the first one is Tom, and I'll share it with you. So this is me writing. I'm asking it to create a presentation. This is 3 on reducing carbon footprint. Okay, so I'll put it in. Okay, and then again, off it goes, and it's created a presentation in like a second, you know. And then it puts images in the presentation. All right, so lots of nice images. Okay, so, and it split it all up into different sections, and this is one. Another one I'm going to show you is called Gamma. Okay, it's the same thing. This can create a presentation, it can create a web page, and it gives you topic, it splits it all up, the topic, and you can actually change it if you don't like what it's chosen. And again, this is really, really quick. I mean, this is what happens. You put in reduce carbon footprint, and it's created this presentation. All right. So as you can see, very quickly. Now, you're probably thinking, you know, well, this is good for teachers, because maybe it can, you know, sometimes it can give us ideas, maybe ideas that we haven't thought about, okay, especially if we're doing project work with our students, okay? But obviously, this means that we can't say to our students, go home and do a presentation, and then, you know, they can go home and they can use these tools to help them generate ideas, okay? And maybe these ideas they can bring to class, where they can maybe discuss in their groups which parts of the presentation to use, which things that they prefer, what images to use, or they can do a debate on the topic, okay? But we've got to rethink about how the sort of activities that we give our students because of this technology, okay? Okay, I'll read everything that you're saying afterwards, Andrea. I'm just going to continue, okay, and then I'll read, okay? The website before Gamma was Tom, T-O-M-E. Yeah, I'll go back. I'll read it in a minute, okay? If not, I'll go off topic, and I haven't got that long left. Yes, and also the James in the video before, that was called Synthesia, and you can actually import your PowerPoint into this and create all the avatars that you want. I wanted to share this with you, all right? And something that's not, it's coming out, okay? It's and this is called, I don't know if you've seen this before, it's called Maxine, okay? So for example, now I'm talking to you and I'm not reading, okay? So I'm talking to you and you can see that I'm looking at you in my little, in my camera, all right? But if I look down, you know, maybe if I'm reading something, you know, I'm not looking at you anymore, okay? So what Maxine does is that it keeps our eye contact up, looking at you, even if I am looking down, okay? And this is quite an interesting tool, especially if you're doing videos and things, but we have to watch it if we do any exams at home with our students. So I just wanted to show you how fast this technology is going, okay? Now, this is one of my favorite tools. It's called Assembly, and now it's actually this type of technology is integrated into Teams. So basically, when I have to do a meeting with the teachers, or when we work on projects, or some of my students work on projects, this tool comes into the meeting. So it's my little Joanna Palinelli avatar, and it'll record all the meetings. So I don't have to sit and take notes. It records the meeting, and then it sends you all the meeting notes. It sends you the audio. And if you can't go to the meeting, it can go to the meeting for you. All right. So this is another interesting tool. Okay. I don't use Microsoft Teams, so I use this nearly all the time. So this is called Assembly, right? All right, so let's look at some task-based activities using artificial intelligence. Now, those of you who know me, right, in your opinion, what is my growth? No, it's gone ahead. No, I'll just see if you're watching. What is the greatest passion that I use to motivate my students with? Oh, I've definitely got an avatar in my computer. It's music, Lisa, everybody. Music is my greatest passion. Can you write on the chat box what your favorite passion is? And if you share this passion with your students, okay? Just write in the chat box, because I do believe that our passions really do motivate us as teachers, and sharing them with our students. Traveling, food and languages, Andrew, yes, absolutely, yes. And do you use food topics in your classroom? Excellent. I've got 4. Yes, super. Yes, great. All right. So, because it's my greatest passion, and some of my favorite activities, I thought to myself, how can I use ChatGPT with my favorite activities? Well, my favorite activity of all time with music is getting my students to write song lyrics. So what I usually do is I take an Italian song, because my students are Italian, and we put it into English, but we don't just translate it. We try to make it, you know, the same sort of theme, but we try to make it not just translated. And now with ChatGPT, well, when they run out of ideas, you know, because like, you know, the song that we're working on is Volare, which is has got the theme blue, the sky. When they've run out of ideas, you know, they can use ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm going to show you this activity because I liked it, and I'm going to wake you up now. Because I realize it is Saturday evening. So this is the activity. Okay. I have to have a little sing now. Okay, so you've got the idea there. I'm going to show you this. My teens will not let me take any videos of them singing, unfortunately. Only the adults let me take videos of them. So I've started looking at what's happening with music and artificial intelligence, as it is my passion. And now we're going from text to music. So we've gone from text to audio and to speech, and now we're going from text to music. Okay, so I'm gonna let you hear what I'm talking about. Okay. This one, put it on. Like slow tempo. And then this is image to music. Okay? Got the image, music, and the image. Okay? Now that's quite fascinating, okay? So it's quite fascinating. And as I say, every week new things are going out, you know. I should sleep more. I should sleep more. All right, now the last part I wanted just to show you, because you're probably thinking, this is great, Joanna, but you know, I do have to prepare students for exams, and you've shown all these project things, but what can I do? How can I use it in the everyday classroom, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples, all right? So this is one of my favorite tasks, okay? So basically, I let students watch the video of a speaking exam, and then I split them into groups. And then one group has got to listen to the pronunciation, one group the grammar. And then once they get familiar with all this, the students actually, maybe one student does the exam in front of the class, and they mark the students, and they talk about the language that was good, how to improve the language, because it's so important, this, and really, it's really important. It's all metacognition, okay? Now we've got things like artificial intelligence feedback, okay? So you can get them to record the exam, and Poised gives you feedback. So for example, if you've got it on while you're speaking, it will actually give you feedback while you're speaking. So it usually says to me, Joanna, slow down, okay, while I'm speaking. But anyway, it talks about your clarity, it talks about your hedging words, okay, and it tells you where you can improve. And then it can actually regenerate the language to make what you've said better. Okay, so this is a fantastic type of tool to use. Now this is called Poise, and you have to pay for this, but all this technology is coming in to things like Microsoft Teams and all the apps that we use already. And actually shows you your progress. So I've noticed that I am starting to speak a little bit slower, okay? And you can work on specific areas as well. You can work on empathy. So I think this is an extremely interesting tool. And ChatGPT itself can help you work on exam preparation. In the language exam, for example, there is a role play task, and you have to have a role play. So, for example, you can actually do a role play with ChatGPT. So you can ask it questions, and it replies, and also you can use a plugin where you can actually record your voice. Okay, so this is really, really interesting. Okay, this is hobbies, but you can also have a role play. You can say, for example, your neighbor's dog is barking too much, start off a role play, and you can actually do this role play with ChatGPT just like in the exam, okay? And one of the extras is called the negotiator, right? And here you can actually work on your negotiation skills, which in exams you very often have got to do, because you've got to find you've got to negotiate with the interlocutor, and I find these type of activities interesting and motivating. And TalkPal AI from before, they also have role plays and all different activities in there as well to practice speaking. All right, so let me move on. Yeah, another thing you can do, you can actually create role play tasks where you're actually writing in you're actually using written text as well to do role plays with tools like this. But also, I don't know if anyone's seen this yet. Maybe you have, okay? This is another speaking tool. I'm just going to play it for you, okay? So this is me doing a video, okay? I'm just going to show you this, okay? Hello, my name is Joanna, and I am the director of the British School Pizza. In English, and then in like a few seconds, this is me in Spanish.
Tú. Hola, me llamo Joana y soy la directora de la Escuela Británica.
Spanish. Okay, now this, for people who are in the language industry, is a bit unsettling, Lisa. However, I was thinking, I mean, it could be used as a tool in the classroom as well to increase fluency, in the sense that maybe there's lots of it. Maybe you could get your students to do a video in their own language, okay? And then it's translated into English. They listen how the tool has translated it. They listen that maybe they can learn new phrases. They can discuss with the teacher, you know, maybe what they could improve in the video. I mean, there is ways we can use this technology as a classroom tool, okay? Although it is a bit unsettling, you know, to see me talking in Spanish, okay? And also one of my favorite tasks is to mix tasks. For example, this is a listening task, okay, where there's maybe a radio broadcast, and I get my students to actually create a podcast. So create this task themselves, where they've got to create a listening task, and they can create a podcast where they're collaborating together. And now with technology, they can actually do this so easily, and with lovely, wonderful audio that sounds just like in a recording studio, okay? And you can actually create a writing task, reading task, by, instead of getting them to do the audio, they can actually write the text, okay? And it goes from text to audio. And if there's a word that's not correct, they just go in and they change the word, okay? So we can mix tasks. A listening can become a reading, a writing task, and artificial intelligence can help us with that. Improving writing skills, you can write a story with ChatGPT, okay? So you can see, okay, I want to write a story. This is another trip I did to Belgrade. And I said, okay, you start. So ChatGPT does the first part. And then you do maybe the next part, and then ChatGPT continues, and you can write a story together, okay? So basically, you probably see that I do use ChatGPT. I'll probably talk to ChatGPT more than my husband at the moment. So he is my new friend. But, you know, artificial intelligence for me cannot and will not ever replace the human and emotion and relationship, okay? Because that's, you know, I don't believe that it can, and all my methodology comes from the emotional part. That's what I work on all the time, and I use it, as I say, for me, it's a tool to help us concentrate more on the effective type of learning, and also it helps us, you know, put more importance into learning over performance. Okay, for me, this is extremely important and much more inclusive. And you work on so many metacognitive skills when you work on project work together using artificial intelligence. And obviously we have to work on a lot of the privacy and security. This is an issue that obviously I need another half an hour to talk about the negative things about artificial intelligence. So I have dealt a lot with the positive things today. I do realize that. And yes, so I'd like to thank you. And I have got time. I'm quite amazed that I've managed to go through 70 slides, Lisa. I'm getting better at this. 70 slides. And I actually have to talk about it. So yes, so what I think I'll do is I'll stop sharing my screen so that I can see you better, okay? And yes, and let me just read what Andrew said to me before. Let's let me read because I didn't have time. It could be that students introducing, for example, lessen the process of language leading to more support. Well, I think I've gone through that, what I think about that, okay? Now, obviously, we're not ever going to start, you know, planning our lessons by thinking, how am I going to use ChatGPT? We're going to plan our lessons like we always have done, and then think, can I use it as a tool? Or maybe not, okay? So, you know, that's how I think we have to look at it. Yes, I mean, as I say, these are just some tools, but these tools come out every day. And I do realize it is stressful if you have to keep, you know, so now and again, I like to do these talks and maybe add more tools to help you, you know. So I'll stay up during the night and try out the tools and then give you the best ones. So any other questions for me? Thank you for all your, Donatella, hello, yes, thank you. Yes, I do recognize some people in this talk today, yes. Thank you. And I suggest to all of you is to really start with ChatGPT and all its extra tools, you know, and start from there. But you've got to realize, I mean, I will say this, you know, you've got to realize that, you know, giving students activity like a writing task to do at home and marking them, it just, you know, we can't do that anymore. We just can't. They can do it with ChatGPT to generate ideas, which they can then bring to class, or they do the writing in class. But we have to rethink our whole methodology and teaching practice. Yes, yes, never. Thank you, Sarah. No, yes, no sense of humor. No, I have tried now and again to ask it for some jokes, but no, and especially the Scottish sense of humor. No, no, you're completely right. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't think anyone's got any other questions for you. You're probably dying to get your aperitivo. I know it's 7 o'clock, so it's probably aperitivo time in Italy now, isn't it?
That's right, Joanne.
So,
Well,
yeah.
thank you very much. That was absolutely
Thank
fascinating.
you.
So many
I've got a
times.
bit of a cold today, but yeah, thank you so much, Lisa. I really enjoy doing these things, and it's nice to see some familiar names as well. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
On behalf of TESOL Italy, I would like to thank once again Joanna and all the participants for taking part in this session. Certificates of attendance will be available to download from the convention page of the TESOL Italy website after the convention. And the next session is the closing session, which is just about to start. It will be starting in about 3 minutes. So thank you again, Joanna. That was absolutely fun.
Bye. Bye. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.